And good evening, wrestling fans. Jimmy Gimmick here for 13th Floor Productions and TFWA, the 13th Floor Wrestling Alliance. What an exciting main event matchup we have for you next. Shamus Maloney, the Irish Hitman, the TFWA World Heavyweight Champion, with his maniacal manager, the Radical, taking on the son of a legend who needs no introduction, Derik Fleihr. And our referee this afternoon is Alex Wray. We're here at Ash Park in Jefferson, North Carolina on this wonderful Independence Day. Let's take a look at the challenger, Derik Fleihr. Styling and profiling across the Carolinas, Tennessee, Georgia, and Florida, Derik Fleihr is one apple that didn't fall far from the tree. Bred to be a champion and trained from a very early age, he learned everything he could from his legendary father. And to make his youngest son a truly unstoppable force, his father had him training with other workers in the business, the best he knew, including Terry Funk, Tully Blanchard of the legendary Four Horsemen, the Raging Bull Manny Fernandez, the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, and even his father's oldest and greatest nemesis, Harley Race. Picking up where his legendary father left off, Derik has thrilled fans young and old with classic confrontations against such wrestling greats as the Red Dragon, Ricky Morton of the Rock and Roll Express, and Rick Steamboat Jr. The 13th Floor Wrestling Alliance welcomes the next generation of professional wrestling, Derik Fleihr. And in his TFWA debut, Derik Fleihr takes on none other than the TFWA World Heavyweight Champion, Shamus Maloney, the Irish Hitman. We'll get started right after these messages. Well, we've heard about the challenger, but you gotta give credit where credit is due. Shamus Maloney, the Irish Hitman, one tough champion. Let's take a look as he defended his title last week against the Carolina bad boy, Chapel. And it looks like the champion's coming out here. Yes, he is indeed. And here's the Radical, Shamus Maloney, the Irish Hitman, the TFWA World Heavyweight Champion. These two always generate quite an emotional response from the crowd. And it looks like it's no different here in Roaring River. And Shamus throws Chapel across the ring with a big Irish whip and a big clothesline from the champion. And now Shamus gives the challenger a big headbutt, sending the Carolina bad boy Chapel crashing to the canvas. And a big headbutt to the knee of the challenger. And now it looks like Shamus is going to pick him up. A big body slam here. And Shamus is up for a big leg drop. But Shamus reverses, sending Chapel crashing into the corner. And it's an Irish jackknife. Chapel goes flying to the center of the ring. And here comes Shamus with a big clothesline. Chapel flipping completely over. And that's got to be it, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, 3. Shamus Maloney, the Irish Hitman, has retained his title. Well, we all know who said, if you're going to be the man, you got to beat the man. And it looks like the challenger, Derik Fleihr, is going to have his hands full this afternoon. Shamus, never being at a loss for words, had a few to spare for Derik Fleihr last night on TFWA. Let's take a look.
Derik Fleihr, I don't care if you're the son of a legend. I'm Shamus Maloney, the Irish Hitman, TFWA World Heavyweight Champion, and I ain't afraid of nothing. I ain't scared of you, I ain't scared of your reputation, and I ain't scared of your family. How do you like them apples, Derik Fleihr?
No doubt about it, there's bad blood between these two. In fact, Shamus had more to say to Fleihr earlier today when Fleihr was accepting his TFWA Fans' Choice Award. Let's take a look.
Derik Fleihr! I don't care who you are! I don't care what your family has contributed to this sport! I don't care when you go to Japan, all you hear is Derik Fleihr, Derik Fleihr, Derik Fleihr! And I don't care that they say that you are the next generation of professional wrestling. Today you're taking on Shamus Maloney, the Irish Hitman. Today we're going to find out what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. Right here, right now, me and you. And let's get something straight. You fans better shut up when I'm over here. me. Well, thank you for the compliment, but I'll tell you what, in Jefferson today, all I've been hearing is look at the guy in the pretty green skirt. Look at the guy in the little green dress. What are you wearing under that thing? What are you wearing under that skirt you got on, huh? You're right about one thing. You are about to find out what it's like. Woo!
So the stage is set for this exciting main event match, and now we're waiting for the arrival of Shamus Maloney, the Irish Hitman, and his maniacal manager, the Radical. And it looks like they're coming down the ramp. Yes, it's Shamus Maloney, the Irish Hitman, the TFWA World Heavyweight Champion, and his manager, the Radical. Shamus and the Radical always generating quite an emotional response from the crowd. Looks like today's no different in Ashe County Park. Shamus now striking his best pose here, continuing to taunt the fans here in Jefferson, North Carolina. And it sounds like it's time for the arrival of Derik Fleihr. And judging by the crowd reaction, yes, it seems to be. Fans are on their feet here. And here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Derik Fleihr. Truly the son of a legend. Fleihr getting quite a reception from this sellout crowd here beneath the majestic Mount Jefferson on this beautiful Independence Day. Flair's made quite a name for himself wrestling across the Carolinas, Tennessee, Virginia, Georgia, and Florida. But this is his first appearance in the 13th Floor Wrestling Alliance. Fleihr taking a look at Shamus now, and the two are going to exchange pleasantries. Bring it on, Derik Fleihr seems to be saying, and the fans couldn't be more excited. The crowd still going crazy. What a fantastic entrance for the challenger, Derik Fleihr. Well, the Charlotte Observer called him a chip off the old block, and so far the wrestling fans in Jefferson, North Carolina have not been disappointed. And you can feel the electricity in the air, ladies and gentlemen, as the crowd readies itself for the long-awaited confrontation of these two gladiators. Referee Alex Wray ready to get the action started. And the bell rings. Looks like we're about to get underway here. The Radical now trying to have a word with Alex Wray. Derik Fleihr is going to chase him off here. Shamus and Radical here having a few more words with the crowd. Wouldn't exactly call those words of encouragement from this crowd. Lots of colorful metaphors being thrown Shamus's way.
Can't believe we're rooting for nature's boy here. What's wrong with these people? You better watch it, Flair.
Shamus, perhaps the most belligerent champion in TFWA history, but it looks like he's going to extend a hand of friendship here. Not sure I would trust that if I was Derik Fleihr. Flair looking around to see if the crowd has anything to say. Don't trust him seems to be the consensus here. And it looks like Flair's going to reach in. No, Flair's going to take it back. The crowd couldn't be more pleased, but Shamus Maloney is clearly furious.
You people shut up, this isn't funny.
All right, looks like Flair's changed his mind here. Shamus reach in, and Flair is up again. Now he's strutting around the ring. Crowd's ecstatic, but Shamus here beside of himself. Shamus now complaining to Alex Wray. Unsportsmanlike conduct, I think he's saying here. But it looks like Shamus has had enough of that nonsense, and the two gladiators are finally going to clash here. Flair with a quick duck under and a small package. Referee Alex Wray moves in for the count, but Shamus is up. It's not going to be that easy. But Flair here on the move again, scoops Shamus up for a big body slam. Shamus now trying to get away, but it's Flair again, rolling him up in a small package. Alex Wray counting 1-2, almost got him with that one, and Shamus is going to roll to the ropes to break the momentum of Derik Fleihr. My goodness. But Flair's going to drag him right back in the ring, dragging Shamus up to his feet, and it looks like he's going to pick him up for another big body slam. Shamus crashing into the canvas here. My goodness. And Flair's right back on him again. Looks like he's got him in a really tight headlock here. Shamus working back towards the ropes. Looks like he's going to push Flair off to that opposite rope. Here comes Shamus with a big clothesline. Misses here, and Derik Fleihr with a flying crossbody, sending Shamus crashing to the canvas. 1-2, and Shamus is up barely from that one. My goodness. And it looks like Flair has Shamus back in that side headlock. And Flair brings him over. Referee Alex Wray is going to move in for the count. There's 2, but Shamus is up here. Got to give credit where credit is due. Shamus, one tough customer. One tenacious World Heavyweight Champion. He's not going to give up too easy. Alex Wray again with a 2 count. And it looks like Shamus is going to be able to get out of it here. But Flair's back up to his feet again. Locking down that side headlock before Shamus has a chance to react here. And a big right hand from Derik Fleihr sends Shamus reeling and crashing to the canvas. Goodness gracious. Flair gives him a couple of stomps here to the inside of his leg. It looks like Flair's loosening up that leg. Could he be foreshadowing that figure 4 here? That move that his father made famous. Derik Fleihr now putting the pressure here on Shamus's knee as the Independence Day crowd cheers on their hero. Shamus can't quite reach the ropes, but it looks like the Radical's going to give him a little hand here. Referee Alex Wray didn't see it. He's breaking up the hold. Flair now dragging Shamus out of the reach of the Radical's interference. Flair now going back to work on that leg. Oh my goodness, I could almost hear those tendons ripping from here. How much can Shamus Maloney, the Irish Hitman, take? And now it looks like Flair's got him in a spinning toe hold here, putting the pressure on the knee and ankle of Shamus Maloney, the Irish Hitman. Flair now stretching that leg again, the places it wasn't meant to go. How much punishment can one man take? And Shamus collapsing in the ring in pain, much to the chagrin of the Radical, but much to the delight of this sellout crowd. This could be it. 1, 2, but Shamus is still up. The brawler from Belfast, one tough customer. And it looks like Shamus is going to give Derik Fleihr a couple of claws to the eyes. And now Shamus moves in quickly to try to turn the tides here. And now it looks like Shamus is going to take him by the head and run his face along that top rope. Goodness gracious. And now he's introducing Derik Fleir's face to that corner turnbuckle. And Shamus goes straight to Alex Wray. Looks like some shenanigans here. Yes, indeed. Looks like the Radical choking Derik Fleihr on that rope while Shamus has Alex Wray preoccupied. Shamus saying something about the crowd here as the Radical continues to punish the challenger. Now the Radical's going to let him go just in time. Alex Wray didn't see any of it. If Flair's going to defeat the champion, he's going to have to figure out a way to get past the Radical's interference. My goodness, it's like he's wrestling 2 people out there. And Shamus dragging Flair back to his feet. Another big right forearm sends Flair reeling, and he could be in trouble. And Shamus with a big snapmare out of the corner. My goodness. Shamus right back to work. Another forearm to Flair. Shamus not giving the challenger a chance to breathe, and it's a snapmare out of the other corner, and it appears that Shamus has indeed turned the tides on Derik Fleihr.
People stay out of this. Keep quiet.
Shamus with a few words of disdain for the crowd, and he's back to work, dragging Flair back to his feet, pounding away at the challenger, and now it looks like he's going to rub Derik Fleir's face in the opposite rope this time. You know that's got to be painful. And once again, smashing his face into the corner turnbuckle. Flair reeling out of the corner. Shamus now placing Flair where the Radical can get to him. Looks like some more shenanigans from the Radical. Yes, indeed, the Radical punishing the challenger. Shamus again distracting referee Alex Wray. This could be trouble for Derik Fleihr. And if I know Shamus, he's going to move in here and finish him off. Big crashing forearm to the back of Derik Fleir's neck here. My goodness. And another punishing snapmare out of the corner. Shamus looks like he's ready to take this one home. He's laying Flair out here for something big. One more stomp to the midsection of Derik Fleihr for good measure. And it looks like Shamus is going to climb up to the top of that turnbuckle for the Irish car bomb. This is a high-risk maneuver. And here he goes, Irish car bomb, but Flair's out of the way. Shamus misses, crashing face first into the canvas. Looks like Shamus has made a big mistake here. The Radical here trying to call a timeout. Sorry, Radical, no timeouts here. This is professional wrestling, not tiddlywinks. Flair now going back to work on that leg. Looks like the figure 4 here. Now he's got it. Flair sinks in that figure 4. Here comes Alex Wray. He's asking him, but it's the Radical again here, breaking up the hold. My goodness, that was close. Alex Wray giving a warning to the Radical. Crowd still excited. It was almost over. Derik Fleihr was just that close to being the TFWA World Heavyweight Champion. Shamus and the Radical climbing up to ringside. Shamus now complaining to Alex Wray, not sure what he has to complain about here.
You people stay out of this. Shut up.
And now they're having a few words with the crowd here.
Keep quiet.
Wait a minute, here comes Derik Fleihr. He's got the ring ropes. Shamus and Radical taking the hard way into the ring here, flying into the ring and bouncing across the canvas. The crowd goes wild here, and Flair's going right to it. Flair's going to sling him across the ring with a big Irish whip, but it's Shamus up over that corner turnbuckle. A surprising move in the style of Derik Flair's father, but Flair's got him. Shamus pleading for mercy. Radical now climbing up the ring apron. Shamus crashing into the center of the canvas. Radical up now, but a big right hand from Derik Flair is going to send him crashing to the asphalt. No more shenanigans from the Radical, and Flair covers him up. 1, 2, 3, and it's over, ladies and gentlemen. Derik Fleihr has become the new TFWA World Heavyweight Champion. The crowd is ecstatic here. Goodness gracious, what an exciting conclusion. Derik Fleihr has defeated Shamus Maloney, the Irish Hitman, and you were here to see it. My goodness. Flair now holding that belt. Can't say he didn't earn it. Taking the title from the brawler from Belfast. Let's go back and take a look, ladies and gentlemen. Flair with a series of quick moves right off the bat. And here's Flair with that big body slam. Scooping up Shamus and smashing him into the canvas. Here's that small package. Almost got Shamus on that one. Shamus sending Flair into the ropes here, missing with that big clothesline, and Flair following up with an impressive flying crossbody. And here's that hip takeover. Flair displaying a variety of skill and technique today. And here's Flair working the legs of Shamus Maloney, the Irish Hitman. And now here Flair goes to work on that leg again. My goodness. And here's Shamus with that eye raid totally uncalled for here. And here's Shamus rubbing that face along that top rope. And smashing Flair's face into the corner. My goodness. And here's the Radical throwing in some cheap shots to the challenger while Shamus had Alex Wray distracted. Here's Shamus delivering one of those forearms to Derik Fleihr. And here's that last big snapmare out of the corner. And Shamus up for the Irish car bomb. Nobody home. Shamus crashing face first into the canvas. And here's Flair applying the move that his family made famous. The figure 4 leg lock. Shamus saved only by the Radical. And here's Derik Fleihr politely inviting Shamus and the Radical to join him in the ring. And here's that Irish whip into the corner. There's Shamus up, trying to surprise Derik Fleihr with a move from his own arsenal. But it was Flair up, just waiting for Shamus. Tossing Shamus to the center of the ring. And here's that big right hand to the Radical, sending him crashing toward the crowd. And here's the cover-up. 1, 2, 3. Derik Fleihr, the new TFWA World Heavyweight Champion, handing Shamus Maloney, the Irish Hitman, his first defeat ever in the TFWA, and taking that World Heavyweight Championship title. My goodness. And this one's over, ladies and gentlemen. You've witnessed the crowning of a new TFWA World Heavyweight Champion, Derik Fleihr. The crowd's still on its feet. Flair celebrating here, but still showing some of the effects of his rumble with the brawler from Belfast. Some of the fans now making their way to congratulate Derik Fleihr. Shamus and the Radicals slinking away in shame here. This is Jimmy Gimmick for 13th Floor Productions. We'll see you next time.